So what's happening in Venda, Thapelo Khumisi? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you. Now I had my where I my rib is
Mm.
from this side, so there was
Ah,
family stuff here, so I had to come. We had to come here. There was a funeral.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. All right,
yeah.
all right.
Then I decided because I don't come here often, I decided to chill a little bit before I go to the
Yes.
city of gold.
No, sounds good. And where is Venda?
And
And
there's in
this is a trick question.
Apparently vendors located in for my geographical map in Limpopo. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's east or west side of Limpopo, but on the far before you go to Messina, you reach
Uh-huh.
Messina, that's where you'll find the some parts of Venda, but it's very huge.
Uh,
Um, so where I am currently, I'm in a place called Hamasia, next to
okay.
Majozi, next
Yes.
to the closest complex or the closest uh, place or town or
Yeah.
complex is called Elim.
Okay. Yes. Elim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's not Venda.
Yeah, I hear arguments, but now
Yeah.
the language which is being spoken, yeah,
Yes.
and
There
yeah,
is no vendor in South Africa. Vendor does not exist in South Africa. So I don't know. All these people that say I'm going to vendor, I don't know where they're going.
yeah, you'll have to debate with the seniors, yeah.
True, true. Welcome to the show, man. It's good to have you back onto the show. I know that we don't have a long time a long conversation, but I hear there are some exciting developments in your music life. But before we go there, let's reconnect with you a little bit, particularly with the people that don't know who is Thapelo Khumisi. Just highlights who are you and why am I
Thapelo
excited to have you on the show?
Okay, no, thank you. Thapelo Khumisi is a musician, jazz musician, composer, and arranger, music educator, who resides in Pretoria. Originally was born and raised in Bloemfontein.
Yeah.
Um, I've been actively in the music education space, both research and uh, teaching. And currently, the reason why you are calling me to your space here and beautiful space is to uh, notify all the people about my album, which is coming, City of Roses, which is gonna be launched on the 10th of November now.
Okay.
On
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. City of Roses. Didn't you and I speak about City of Roses
Yeah, we spoke about City of Roses I think 2 years ago, but
2 years ago? Yes. What was
now
happening then?
life happened because of when you are a musician and you are in education space.
Yes.
It is only one mind, and you cannot absorb everything at the same time.
Okay. All right. All
Yeah,
right. All
so
right.
it took a little bit a while, and as you know, in music, you must, if you don't have a sponsor, you
Yeah.
need to make means. So I'm in the space where I have made a little bit to make the music to come out. Yeah.
Yes. Ah, fantastic. And this is our conversation. Welcome your own Jazz and Vuka. We're chilling to jazz as we wrap your week up on a jazzy note, or perhaps your weekend if you're listening to me on a Sunday, wrapping your weekend up on a jazzy note. And I have Thapelo Khumisi here, who is a pianist, composer, music educator, and as you heard, comes from the City of Roses, and he has been busy and is dropping, as they used to say, he's dropping a project, and we'll talk a little bit about that project. But um, the City of Roses, that the song actually itself, has it changed any more than the one I have from 2 years ago?
Yes, it has changed. It
Oh,
has
nice.
changed. I mean,
Talk to
you
me
have
about that.
so the process was that when we recorded it, I think we recorded in 2018. We were still young, a lot of energy.
Yes.
Then there were some other parts of it that we needed to fix. Then unfortunately, because of now everyone is old or his age is matured rather,
Yeah,
uh,
matured
we
rather,
decided
yeah.
to we decided to use acoustic instrument, not electric instrument. Then that's just how an element of it has changed, and we have featured some other of our colleagues to put their ideas so that it can enhance the sound. Yeah.
Mm,
So
mm.
yeah,
Okay.
but
All right.
in terms of the melody and the song, it's still the
Mm.
same. Just that now we have made it more open, made more instrumentation.
Yeah, fantastic. And maybe that's what we should listen to. And then when we come back, I want to hear, before we go deeper into the project, what else have you been busy with uh, since the last time we've spoken? Jazz on Vuka, and we'll be back after this.
The Africa Center for Work-Based Learning is a professional development center for professionals who aim to improve their professional standing. This means that the learning programs we run are more than just academic programs. They are work-based programs that focus on leveraging your current experience as a professional to build your overall profile. A year down the line, the Africa Center for Work-Based Learning is developing into a preferred center for professional development in Pretoria, with 8 professional development faculties including accounting, teaching, entrepreneurship, as well as IT and many more. For more information, go to acwbl.org or dial +27 12 751 7608. The Africa Center for Work-Based Learning, where work is learning.
Welcome back to Jazz on Vuka. My cold is all but gone. They say it takes about 2 weeks. So I think at the beginning of the week, could still uh, feel a little bit of a khwara on my throat. But it looks like those frogs seem to have disappeared. And I can have a conversation here with the Thapelo Khumisi who's talking to us uh, all the way from Venda. I don't know where that is, but that's where he is right now, visiting family. And what have you been busy with, Thapelo, since the last time we met? I know not the last time I saw you, you were doing a beautiful performance there at um, NIIICE.
Oh
Quite
yeah, yes, yes.
quite rousing, but that was a long time. And then
Yeah,
I think you then
yeah,
went overseas somewhere. Watlala
yeah.
Lenam. Yeah.
So I have lately I had a great ambition of exchange cultural um, ideas that I wanted to pursue,
Mm.
and also I had driven by the idea of becoming a festival director in the near future.
Oh,
Because what
nice.
I've been doing, I've been creating a lot of small gigs, not really small, just to learn the art of understanding the how to run the business from the business operation and the model that I needed to understand
Mm,
to have a cash flow.
mm.
So culturally, I've been moving in SEDEC with my own money. I went to Botswana, I went to Lesotho. If all goes well, I'm supposed to finish with Mozambique and Swaziland this year. Uh,
Nice.
in this coming 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
My purpose for all this, when I went to Europe, of all these times that I've went there, I saw that this everyone there's one, and the idea, the perspective. It's all about perspective. It's not all about me. It's not about making money now. It's all about creating a network
Mm,
that can surpasses my being on here
mm,
on earth. Yeah.
mm.
Um, so I the only expertise that I have it was music education and music and composition and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So what I did when I went to Botswana, I went to Kingdom Music School, and I went with my friend Gali Ngoweni, and then
Yeah.
we try to create networks there with all the skills that we have so that we can exchange. And in Lesotho, that's what the past 2 weeks I went to Lesotho. I tried to do that also with the schools there,
Mm,
music schools there and stuff like that. So,
mm,
and also earlier when I was doing Concert SA, I went to Cape Talk. The individual was interviewing Miss Clarence Ford. He's
yes.
a festival director of who does festivals in Namibia.
Mm,
So I connected with him as to be my mentor so that I can understand the larger scale of music festivals, you know.
mm.
That's the first one that I've been doing. Then education, I always try to go back, but now the perspective is different now because
Okay.
previously I had an interest of trying to help our people using music as a tool. But I know
Mm.
I've realized now that it's not a one day event.
Yes,
It
yes,
takes a
yes.
while, and everyone, what I've learned is that everyone in my generation is doing something in as far as research is
Yes.
concerned. So everyone is doing nice work there. So I realized now instead of doing something on my own, I can just try to do something and collaborate with them
We
so that we can
collaborate.
grow together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
So
the concept. I like the concept of collaborating. If I can interrupt for 2 seconds, I like the concept of collaborating because, hey, my Africa man, sometimes I get annoyed at our people because we compete so much. I like someone would have his own little thing there, and then she would have her own little thing there. But it's like the same thing. If we actually spoke,
yeah,
we would actually come in with, hey,
yes.
it drives me crazy. So you can see. I love the idea of the collaboration. So I'm looking forward to seeing how those turn out.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
So
else? I interrupted you, sorry.
now, it's a lot of lessons is drawn from when I was in Europe. I saw that, I mean, I was in a great midst of great men, great festival directors. I spoke about what I do, but I can bring them there. But what do I have to show for them? I mean, we have great people who are coming to Joy of Jazz and other festivals which we have, but now the learning escape is too huge and the support is not the same as Joy of Jazz. And
Yes.
since well, I come from a community-based outreach in terms of music, NIIICE Music Foundation. I
Mm,
wanted to, so because of when you study music, it's good to be articulate, it's good to play all the nice things, but now at the end of the day, there's money that must be made. How do you
yeah,
make that money? We have a lot
yeah,
of in Gauteng, we have a lot of music schools
yes,
in all our locations, but where are we taking those students? And
yes,
where's the next B plan for them? Where's the C plan? Yes, we have
yes,
all these tools that music helps us to become better, but what is
yes,
the practicality of it? Because of in Europe, there's systems. Here we
yeah,
need to still develop them, you know. So
yeah,
I want to be part of the solution of creating
yeah,
systems and collaborating with everybody. My highest ambitions is the whole of SEDEC, so that we have uh, also what I learned in Europe in the 4 quarters of the year. There's a festival in some parts and they collaborate. The second quarter
yes,
they collaborate. So now ecosystem of money we can, here is only
yeah,
Joy of Jazz and there's
yeah,
only Cape Town Joy of Jazz. I mean Cape Town
yeah,
rather, which
yes,
might not really continue. So we need to
yeah.
look at collaborating with other countries in the SADC space.
Yeah, let's talk. I think I like what you're talking about because we have kicked off as well. Um, uh, it's been around, but we've been building it a little bit more as the Africa Jazz Network, Jazz Africa Network.
Mm,
It's been very exciting, and I think at this year's Mzantsi Jazz Awards, we announced a new category for Africa, the best jazz. I don't know what we call it, best jazz album or best jazz artist for Africa, the
yes.
African jazz album, because hey, people have been on my case, like, "Ah, how can Morera be international? Morera is not international, and we have jazz musicians in Kenya, and they can't be international. They are African. Come, let's do,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
so it's been
yeah.
interesting. So I would love to for us to maybe talk a little bit more. In fact, I remembered as I was going into this call that you should have been the other person I called, because I spoke to Sbusiso Mashilwane the other day about a jazz development initiative that I some of us have dreams, and then they just show up, and then I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't know how to do that, but I don't know
Yeah.
how to do that, but I'm listening. Let's go. So I'm waiting for him to actually get into a meeting with me. But I've already invited people like Gavin Mutuba. I've invited people like Bo and Abraham Lungisi there down uh, in
Eastern Cape.
the in the Eastern Cape. Brajasi Mohale, we kind of already are in.
Yeah.
So droplets of rivers of
Yes.
rainwater becoming lakes, becoming oceans, becoming dams, type
Yeah.
of a thing. So I'm glad you spoke about it. So let's have a chat. Let's see what we all can co-create. I think it should be fantastic. You're just wrong. We're chilling to jazz as we wrap your week up on a jazz note. I don't want to keep Thapelo too long, but already he's talking about things that I like because most of the time, when we have this kind of conversation, uh, p- people just want to talk about their music and get on with it. But we've been talking for a while, so we need to play another song. But we are also reviewing this new project, right? What else is on the Wenatapelo that we can listen to, and then you can come and tell us a little bit about the project.
Um, there's a lot of okay. Let's do. There's a song called I love, I like it because we didn't play it with when I had the interview with you last time, so I'll choose that one.
Ah, cool. I already love it. I love the title. I like it. You are on Jazz and Burger. We'll be back.
The home of inspiration every day.
Most people give up on themselves easily. You know the human spirit is powerful.
From news,
Countries across the globe have been hit by the COVID-19 virus.
views,
There's a global trend to see an increase in GBV incidences, specifically domestic violence.
sports,
What's he say? It's a really good ball. It's Shabalala.
and music to inspire you every day. This is Vuga Online, your inspiration radio station.
My people, welcome back to Jazz on Vuka. We're chilling to jazz as we wrap your week up on a jazzy note. I am with Thapelo Khumisi. So, and I know I can get lost in all of this development stuff. So I'm excited about your project, and I'm hoping it actually turns out to be something really amazing. What I like about the era we are in, there is a lot of possibility around how to create. I was in Botswana, speaking of. And I asked them because I've done my SADC tour a little bit, and asked them, "Where's your jazz?" And I was quite embarrassed that nobody showed me jazz. So I wanna see, I wanna see after your project and when it's successful, what changes there. That should be very interesting.
Yeah.
What did you
Uh,
discover?
so uh, the challenge. Okay, one thing that I've discovered with Botswana, it
Mm.
doesn't have a lot of venues.
Ah,
Like
yes.
us here in in South Africa,
Yes.
and also they have there's a okay. What I did now when I real after I assess what is a lack, what is an advantage, so that I can partner with the advantages from my perspective.
Mm.
Um, there's an elderly man who's called Soka Muraho, who's very active
Yes.
that side. And
Yes.
there's an entity they call Botswana Botswana Secret Society of Jazz Musician or Jazz Education. So what they do is this: there's jazz musicians who are not educated, who didn't go to a sense of school, so they did association for them so that they can collaborate whenever there's jobs and interact. Then there's a Kingdom Academy of Music where they teach kids like how we do in South Africa, like I have mentioned. So I've partnered with that because what I learned in I'm gonna make reference to Europe a lot. Sorry, what I learned about it is that there's a good festival. So it's good to have a festival. Like if I have, with respect, I'll make example with Church Jazz is one of the hugest, biggest jazz festival in Gauteng or in South Africa. They bring everyone whom we would like to see, and they've been trying for the past years to create more opportunities for on the bigger scale on the same stage with the upcoming musicians who are around. The only thing that they don't really try. Okay, they've been trying different concepts. Is development, giving the development of all the musicians who are coming from all the music schools. They did jazz for kids who love jazz, they say. Now, in Europe, everything is unified. Instead of wasting more money calling other celebrated jazz musicians, they'll rather give room for those other ones who don't know, so that economically they can share bread, you know. So in what I've learned also in Botswana, that lady, the lady who runs the academy there, has a vision of, he has partners with people from Switzerland, and now that's the like connection that we need also, because Switzerland, when they come here, they come and give us solutions, they give us gigs, but now we don't like, man. We are okay here. We can think. We have the ability to make things. So I saw a festival director when I was there with Gali. We jammed with him, who was going to help the schools, giving them the instruments, and he was shocked that there was good musicians in Botswana, not Pulenyane. But little that he didn't know that we're not from Botswana, we are from South Africa. So I mean, stuff like that. Even in Lesotho, they have good festivals which are happening there. I mean, there's a great potential.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. However, the challenge is this. You know, when you go to places like that, you don't think like South Africa in Botswana. You must study how they think.
Yes.
And
True.
and go according to how they.
In fact, that's how you win. That's how you win, right? You actually start connecting with people from where they are. No, this sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing how this works. So you've really clearly been very busy. Tell me about this project that brought us together. What's happening now? So you said the time passed, and then now there's all of these things that are happening, and then now this is finally dropping, right?
Yeah, it's finally dropping. I mean, all this work, people were saying, but what do you have? What do you have? Show us what you have. So I couldn't say I have a single of them. So they wanted to see a whole body of work. So I had to push and get and push the music. So the second song that I will suggest that we play is called Uvuyo. Uvuyo is just a celebrative energy and celebrates the goodness of music. Because in music you can heal people. Music, when do we compose this music? It's not for us. It's for listeners whom we don't know. And they will absorb the music. They will tell us how the music feels about them. And this one I didn't compose it together. It was I co-composed it with Nononkwani and Rex and Patlele, who wrote the lyrics and the other melodies of the songs. So this is the one that I would think we should play here now. It's sang by the beautiful singer called Rufua Ratombo, who's also a jazz musician. I featured Galingo Beni Met Matebola and myself and Ago on percussions.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask who else is on it. You are on Jazz On Vuka, and you said what? Uvuyo.
Uvuyo.
Uvuyo. We'll be back.
How do you know the life of personal coach you're about to work with is who they say they are? How do you know if they can do the job? At the Africa Board for Coaching, Consulting and Coaching Psychology, we can tell you. So, before you share your secrets and spend your money, check with us first. Visit www.abccccp.com or call us on 012-751-7608. The ABCCP, the professional body for coaches.
You are on Jazz On Vuka. We're chatting to Jazz as we wrap your week up on a jazzy note. We're chatting to Thapelo Khumisi and talking about exciting things. I'm loving where we are, man. We've moved very far from 1990 when we went through our second cycle. I call it our second cycle of jazz for the renaissance of South African jazz. That was the second one, but it feels like we are now in a third one, which is for me very personal. It's very South African, right? So
Very
with
African.
it's I don't even know if it's actually very African when because I think that the African piece is kind of still coming together, but I'm loving how there's so much variety of thoughts and ideas and feelings and spaces, right? And for once, it doesn't feel like people are limited to a particular way. There was a time in the country where you would listen to jazz and everybody would just be sounding the same. Do you agree? Disagree? Where are we now, according to you?
I'm gonna trouble you with your philosophy here.
Okay,
Because I know that that's your expertise. They say there's a philosophy that says memorization of information is good for the marketplace, because of
okay.
that's where we can say compare, use the same measure. I've learned that I used to, based on the market of the market, I mean, based on the philosophy of the market, because of you, they will say you must sound like Moses Molelek, or you must sound like this, you must sound like this, because of the memorization of the information,
Yes.
But when you go around the country, I mean, I did a tour in Cape Town. Then I did it in some, because I'm from Free State. I've heard some when I'm asked about, you are from Bloom. There's not just musicians from Bloom. I'm like, no. You need to research a little bit. There's a quiet number that I grew up under that I saw them, and they stylistically was different because of when you learn of our different cultures, we are very different and very diverse in as a society,
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity of being taught by people who was from out of my cultural expertise. I was taught by Indians. I was taught by other people. Then you when you grow old, when you reflect on what they're offering, you see that everything encompasses where they are coming from, the influences of whatever, and you learn that, oh, we are not really the same. And also when I went to in India last year, I did a workshop about South African jazz, doing the comparison of American and South African. I was not prepared for that question, but I had to be a South African outside because of and I was shocked that no, I can really articulate what difference we have, because the Gomba, which is from Cape Town, and the other maskandas that you find, the Baba Zimnawana style, and Mahwana Chotle, all these nice elements, you see is different, because of we don't really, we must reason with them, not from the market, memorization of the information from the market. We must just
but from the spirit of the
spirit,
players.
the spirit of the players and the spirit of the composers, how they reflect. Because one thing that I'm grateful for in South African context, I went to Botswana, they speak about us.
Yes.
Anywhere that we're gonna go, they're gonna speak about us because of there's a certain generation that did the hard work by moving up and down and combining the experiences and creating all this nice music that we like, you know. So I think there was a time when the market wanted us to sound the same, but according to different provinces, the sound was never the same. It's just that the market didn't give us the opportunity of what we have now. We have different mediums where we can express ourselves. I have this platform that you and I were where I can speak about my ideas and the sounds of the music that I've studied, that I've learned from. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. I love that answer. I think we finished. We're done. School is closed. Goodbye. But I love that answer. I think we've had a very interesting conversation with Pra Andile and Nana talking about the whole idea of the differentiation and the similarity, right? We all have a similar, there's a shared curriculum, but we also have an individualized curriculum. And then when people are not paying attention to the fact that both of them exist at the same time, that memorization stuff that you speak about started happening because everybody's trying to fit in somewhere. And I think we are in an era where people kind of already feel liberated to also connect with tradition in terms of where tradition, what tradition looks like where you are.
That's true.
No, it's fantastic. I want to wrap up, but I know there's lots of young people, and you work with a lot of these young musicians. Two words of advice you would give them, someone listening to my show, thinking about doing this jazz thing.
It's not easy. Not easy in all aspects. It's not easy in all aspects. However, it's doable. And you're not doing it for yourself. You are standing in for your generation, for your country, and we are studying about Bekim Selek. People are doing studies of Bekim Selek, studies of Polanenma, studies of Themba Mkhize, Thapelo Khumisi studying about Themba Mkhize, and all the incredible people. Is how life it is. You know, the first generation comes and give, but the fruits of it might not come in a monetary way always, but there's always a value that is higher than monetary, which can be of value to you in the future. I think they must look at it from that point of view also. And they must know that the music is hard, because you need to go to deep in the belly of challenges of your society consciousness, and you must give them a relief of sound. When they are temporary inconvenience, it was a difficult time of South African time. But there was people who were giving our people sense of hope, sense of belief of things are going to change through music and celebrate, dance. So the last song that I think I would like to share for you.
Hold on, before we go there, you can't just drop that bomb and let me leave it, because I love that, because for when we talk about, there's a phrase we use very loosely, you're standing on the shoulder of giants, right? But what I'm hearing you say is, imagine you are a giant yourself already as well. And somebody will be standing on your shoulder soon. What will you create there with that kind of a responsibility? That's very hard. That's a very heavy responsibility there. You can't just be catchy.
Whenever I teach my students, I tell them the first 30 years you study, the second 30 years you work, the next 30 years you give back. Now giving back is another is something. It's not about you. It's not all about ego. You have passed the stage of ego in your 30s, and now the other one. Now it's not all about you, because of when you are facing death, you are realizing now, okay, did I live did I live my life to the fullest or did I live a lie? So when we sit with our elders, when they tell us of the histories of which was not written, the disadvantages of that time, you learn that, okay, it was not an easy walk. There was no 4IR, there was not ChatGPT, because now information is normalized now. All the doctors are nobody now because of sorry, I'm not disrespecting you. I still respect you.
I can tell you I'm not defined by GPT. I can tell you that.
Now,
So you're not talking to
yeah,
me.
yeah. I'm just saying the challenges will always emerge, but you are a reason that you must serve a purpose of your generation. I mean, I don't know who's this author that I've read about him, and they say a generation that is gonna come is either gonna fulfill its destiny or is gonna sabotage it, and the next generation will question them. I'm paraphrasing it in a very not.
But either way, you have no choice about this. That's why when I was listening to you, you're talking about those 30 years, 30 years. I remember I was in the US, I was doing a performance there because every year I go in Vermont and we kind of have a nice little conference, and then I do my secret performances there that you all will never find out about. And with some very special people, we had to tap. What's his name? Thapelo. So I always take some South African musicians and kind of like just go and drop them like in those bowels of deep in rural America. One of the things they asked me, what would you do to give back if you had to give back? I'm like, I don't know. That concept doesn't exist where I come from, at least from my perspective. We don't give back. We live in the community. We work with the community, within the community. You can't. There's no time passes. Your community lives with you. Time passes as you do the work.
Yes, that's true.
It actually doesn't wait. So I think about. Sorry, I mentioned Mr. Somashidwan, so he'll be very happy about this. When he did Amanzolwandle, every single time I listen to Amanzolwandle now, he may not be thinking that he was giving back, right?
No.
but I listen to it and I listen to the other work that he's doing. I'm listening to what a story it actually tells. Of evolution, what story it tells about what was happening at the time that he was transitioning from the one tradition.
The Western side.
I don't even want to say Western because it gets have a PGC, but one tradition to another in this instance and melding it very nicely. Anyway, we can sit and talk the whole night. Well, so first of all, before you tell me about the song that we want to wrap up with, so what else did you want to say about the project? Where should people get it?
It will be
where are you launching it? Tell us a little bit more about that.
The launching, it will be available on all digital platforms for now. Sometime next year, when
December.
When doctor offers me a sponsorship, perhaps I will be able to make CDs. I'm planning to do a launch in small segments. I'll do the first one in Gauteng around December, and the next one around March in Bloemfontein. And people must just check me on my socials. Thapelo Khumisi music page in Facebook, TikTok Thapelo Khumisi, Instagram Thapelo Khumisi, and my website thapelokhumisi.com. They might just check it. It has all the details of all my movements, all my engagements, even when I do cultural exchange, where I move and go and interact with different cultures which are out of my in the SADC space. I always try to update and show them what the works that we do.
Yeah, sounds fantastic. So, are you saying if I go onto the DSPs now, I'll find it?
It's gonna be there on the 10th.
On the
10th
10th.
of
Wait, okay.
10th. Yeah.
Cool.
So
Because I
now I'm just
wanted
doing a
that.
PR. Yeah.
I needed that specificity. Sometimes I love about Tabareke. I don't know what's the facts go fair.
Yes,
So
yeah.
save the date and make sure you go and you check out. It's called City of Roses, right? So
Yeah, City of Rose, Thapelo Khumisi.
that's the title of the work with the teacher here. I had your students calling you teacher uh, while you were playing, and it's always
Yeah,
interesting when you play and you have your students around you. I saw with Roland Moses, for example, it was just so fascinating. The response, their enjoyment
yeah,
of the music is very different from ours. They are attached differently.
yeah. Yeah,
But
my teacher.
yes. Artswalle Thapelo, so what is the song that you are leaving us with from this
So
program?
when you based on the space that I've been working at uh hospitality space. So I met a guy called Piro, you know. Now, when you read his name, you know how depending on the schools where you went at and the generation you work in, you grew up in. So it's Piero. Can you pronounce it? Pi.
Piero.
Yeah. Now people on to say, "Hey, Piero, Piero,"
Mm,
because of there's an E in the middle. You know, like me, my
yes,
name is Thapelo. People
yes,
say Thapelo, Thapelo.
yes,
They will accent in a wrong space. You know. So this guy used to hate it, and I used
yes,
to laugh at him because it was he owned an establishment in Waterkloof where I used to play. And out
yes,
of that, I made a song called Biro, making a
yes,
reference of Titera, Piero,
yes,
Piero,
yes,
Piero,
yes,
Piero.
yes,
So that's a song that I'm closing with because I'm a fan of because I grew up. I live in South Africa, which is a diverse space. You meet everybody that you don't know, you never thought that you would meet, and they have they have an opportunity of open doors that you will never expect unless if you don't get out of your comfortable space. So I
true.
composed this song for him, and it's called Piro, the song that I would like to close with. Also on this one, I featured uh, uh, Thapelo Khumisi, this time on
Oh,
clarinet,
lovely. Yeah,
and myself on the
interesting.
piano and the keyboards and Galingowen on bass, and Argon on the percussion, and Galingowen on the bass also.
Yeah, you mentioned Galigo
Yeah,
many twice.
yeah, he's I don't know. I met him. So me and him, we used to our relationship goes far back, 2009. We worked in the same school, then we've been brothers. We don't not friends because all my important stages of my life when it changes he's always around. I don't know, we always say to one another, I think it's time to change and find a new friend, and by the
Yes.
uh, before I know it, he's coming back to my space or I'm going back to his space also. So I guess we are still gonna be partners of
Yeah.
the music. Yeah.
No, it's always good. It's always good when brothers are working together. This has been such a fantastic conversation. I didn't know where it was gonna go. I thought we were gonna have like 10 minutes of just speaking about your project and then we're done. But I forgot who I'm speaking to. This is teacher Thapelo Khumisi. So it makes sense that all of the stuff we're talking about, the philosophy and stuff makes sense. But he's not just that. Is a musician, a composer, yes, music educator, and very passionate African, from what you can hear. And he's been featuring. So
I
check out his
I just
work
want
there.
to tell I just want to put you in the spot and tell the people of Voga Studios or Jazz On Vuka that I was promised a book long time ago that I was supposed to purchase. Um, uh, uh, so that they can hold you accountable.
Hayibo, hayibo, nangu umuntu manje uyangihlaza nje. He comes to my house and then he like calls me out there. Konje, which book was it when that happened? The leadership one. Leadership.
Yeah, I think it's a leadership one.
Okay.
I mean, the one that speaks about your history. I mean, where you grew up from. Is the forum? I don't know. No, it's not.
Oh, no. It hasn't been published yet, actually.
Okay, then the other one that you wrote then
Yeah.
because this one.
It hasn't been published. Oh, yeah, that one I haven't published it yet. When I was speaking about it, I was just like you guys, when you say, oh, I'm gonna do a project, and then all of a sudden you get distracted. There's the other thing. So I have another one that's coming up in Feb. So I had to now focus on that. And then there's you people in the Jazz Awards and all of this jazz nonsense. Where do I get the time to actually do nice things like that? But you won't have to buy it. Immediately I finish it, you've just encouraged me. Immediately I finish it. The first copy, I'm saying it in front of my 12 people or 1,200, depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah.
I am saying it in front of all of these Jazz On Vuka people. You will get your copies. Don't worry.
Thank you.
If you don't come and embarrass me, you are welcome. That was my conversation there with Thapelo Khumisi holding me accountable for some of my words, right? And he's launching the album. I think the 10th is the 10th of December, right? The 10th of December.
The 10th of November
It will
be available on all digital platforms.
10th of November, available on all digital platforms. And we're wrapping up with Biro. Thank you, Thapelo.
Thank you.